Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, but I was busy and I also did not read a lot of books. So that is why this is going to be a combined video for March, April, May. So together in March, April, May, I have only read 7 books. I just didn't feel like reading it. I was a bit occupied and I have started quite a few books, but I was only able to complete 7 books. So this will be a combined review video for all 3 months. So let's not waste time. Let's get started. So I read 4 books in March. So March was pretty normal for me. So these are the 3 books I read, and then one I listened to audiobook. The very first book is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I have watched the movie so many times. I pretty much watch it every December. But I have never read the book and I finally decided to do so, and I am so glad that I did. I really love the book. So this book looks slightly older because I got it on sale. This is special edition, the 20th anniversary edition. And yes, I got it on sale when I was traveling to Mumbai. And I don't think I have to speak a lot about the story. This is the first part in the book, and I have rated it 5 stars. It is so well written, and I did a combination of reading and watching the movie. I read one chapter and watched the movie for the same scenes, and it was really good. I understood the differences that are covered in the book or the details that are covered in the book, and it was a really good read. I have started with the second one, but I have not finished it. So maybe we'll do that in June or July. Let's see how that goes. But uh, first book in March, 5 star. Then the next book that I read in March was The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. Again, this book was on my list since quite some time. I had bought this book a couple of years ago, but I had just not gotten down to reading it. Finally, I picked it up because I did not, to be honest, in March, April, May, I did not understand what I wanted to read. So I was just browsing through my bookshelf and finally I thought, let me just read it. Again, this book is very well written, amazing. This is based in Afghanistan. It is about 2 boys who are best friends. And at some point, they get separated because of their own personal reasons, because of the chaos in the country, etc. This book is really sad, but it has quite a decent ending. Not what I expected while I was reading, but it is still a good ending. And again, I rated this book 5 stars. I also watched a movie. I don't know which year was it released in, but um it is a sub movie. It is in the local language, I believe. But it was really great to read the book and then immediately watch the movie afterwards. And the movie is decent as well. But yes, the book is a 5 star. Then the third book I listened to was The Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, Volume 2. I had listened to Volume 1 in February and I had liked it, so I continued with the next volume. I rated that 4.1 stars. And it's not a very exciting kind of book, but it is well written. It is as good as you're reading into your own journal or someone else's journal, the day to day happenings, what they're feeling, who they're meeting, and things like that. So it is a decent book to listen to. It is an easy read. And yeah, I mean, time to time, when I don't want to get into a particular genre like a thriller or a fantasy, this is a decent read. But I have not continued yet with the further volumes. I do plan on reading it at some point, but right now I've only read 2 volumes. Then the fourth book I read in March was Butter. And again, this book was lying on my shelf since forever. I had purchased it, I think, along with Kite Runner. I did a huge book haul and I had gotten all these names that I had heard together, but then I did not end up reading it. So finally, I picked it up in March. This book is really good for any food lover. While this book is not about food, it is a book about a journalist and how she starts talking to a criminal and what she sees, what she figures out about herself and about the criminal and things like that. But this book has some heavy description of food. and in a very, very attractive way. And you sort of end up feeling like you want to eat those food, you want to try those food the way it is described in this book. And I think this is a must read for any food lover. But otherwise, also, it has decent story, very well written. And this was my first book by the author, so I did not know what to expect. But I really enjoyed reading it. It did not keep me hooked all the time, uh, so it took me some time to finish this book, but in the end, it was a really good book. I rated 4 stars for this. Then in April, I just read one book, and this too I purchased in April, and I read it within like 2 3 days after buying it. It was a really really good book. So then she was gone. It's a thriller about a missing girl and how her mother lives her life after she's lost her child, and after trying a lot, she was not able to get any closure, what happens next, what happened to the child, and all those details. It's a very quick paced book, easy to read, and I really like the ending and the overall plot. So I like my thrillers where I'm not able to guess the ending, and while in this I was able to guess it, but still it was a good journey, good read. I liked the way plot turned out, and I liked the development of few of the characters that I did not expect it to go in that direction, but it was really good. So I read only one book in April, and this was a 4.3 stars. Then in May, I read two books. One book is The Vegetarian. Again, I have been seeing this book everywhere across Bookstagram, BookTube, and I finally bought it in a book fair and read it in May. And this is a really good book. It is, however, very uncomfortable to read. I enjoyed reading it. I love the book. I love the concept, but it is very uncomfortable to read. I did rate this 4.5 stars. It is about a woman who decides to turn vegetarian, and the entire book is written from somebody else's perspective, her sister, her husband, her brother-in-law, etc. But until the end, we don't know what the woman is actually feeling. It is just from a different person perspective, how her decision affects their lives and so on. It is such a small book, but it is so uncomfortable to read. But at the same time, it got me hooked, and I finished it in a couple of days. And yeah, I rated it 4.5 stars. Then the last book that I read was The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I read it on my Kindle, and needless to say, it was an amazing book. I rated it 4.75 stars. As the name suggests, it is about a teacher and his wife, and the life around them, the tragedies that happen in their neighborhood. It is, of course, a psychological thriller, and I really loved it. I love her books, and one thing I really like about all her books is that even when you think that you figured it out, there is always something that you've missed, and that is revealed in the last chapter or the last page. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. 4.75 stars. So these are the books that I read in March, April, and May. And hopefully, I'll be able to read much more books in June and share my reviews. So, thank you for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these books. What are your thoughts about it? And see you in the next video.